Rush and the West Ham Network. Hope you're all safe and well. If you're around here, you know what to do. Give it a bloody like. All that good stuff. All that good stuff. Anyway, it is Friday, so it means it is Have Your Safe. Almost forgot what it was. Then Have Your Safe Friday. How exciting! How exciting! Lots to talk about. Obviously, all the craziness that is West Ham in terms of just what's going on. What is going on at West Ham? I don't know sometimes what is going on. We've got players coming, not coming. We've had medicals, part one, part twos. Apparently, according to X, the agents are playing hardball, and no idea. I see we've got the chat. Matt, good afternoon to you. According to X, his agent's playing hardball regarding his demands. Hard to know what to believe. Well, apparently, we've already had agreed. That's what I don't understand. It just seems there's so much false, whether it's false information or whether it's, I don't know. I just can't get my head around. It's almost like I feel like it's almost like they're deliberately trying to make it paint a picture where no one knows what's going on. Am I being a bit naive? Quite possibly. It does seem a bit like I just don't know who to believe. I don't know who's if anyone is to believe. I just don't know. Just do not know, to be honest. Let's go through some more comments and then we'll open the lines for everybody. Afternoon scenes, Villa dropped the price 25, so pulled the blinder. We'll wait and see. I don't believe that rumour. I understand if it was last week. Toby's in the chat. It's just sat in the van with my lunch. Wenzel's. Nice. Matt, hope you're well. Dad's Our Job Pot. Great podcast. Get involved with the guys. West Ham fans and all different types of fans all over the place. All about blokes and Dad's Our Job. Talk about football and being a dad. Adam regularly comments on our streams and on our social media, so doing a good thing over there, so keep an eye on that and get involved with him. Gatesy, good afternoon to you. Speaking of Gatesy, we got the big debate. It's back and it's on the West Ham Network. First one will be next Thursday, so get your questions in. We'll be putting out a community post on our thing as well as Gatesy's and West Ham Massive, and keep an eye on Twitter. If you feel brave enough, you can do a little video as well. Let's go through some more. It's Sullivan's the Harbour because he doesn't want to spend money. Well, I think now that's why I can see some movement happening from yesterday to today, because they don't have to pay enough a month's wages with a pinch punch first month. All this talk, we'll end up signing Colton on a free, re-sign again. Good afternoon from sunny and very hot Saudi Arabia. Very, very clammy Hornchurch here. Baby, hope you're well. From me and my dad. Well done, Taz Dad. If medical is done, then deal is... Well, I think it's first part. I think. Don't see why people are complaining about Falco. You can do a job. I think you can. Why would Leeds let him go for medical? I don't. I agree totally. Pete, good afternoon to you. Afternoon. It's all a bit worrying. Well, it's when it all goes quiet, that's when you know it's going to happen. Leslie, good afternoon to you. Something being done today. Just tucking into pie, mashed mushy peas and gravy. Looking forward to the great debate. He and Soleil and Endo are now in Cummings. Well, Soleil apparently is another, he's been apparently made available to go and not train and go and talk about transfers. And I think Villarreal are interested. I think Stuttgart are interested in him as well. We apparently hold an interest. Endo, Anton spoke about this morning. Interesting. Someone who's highly regarded by Tim. That's for sure. So, according to Clarence Hugh, they are looking at making at least 5 signings before the end of August. So, if we take on face value, regardless of what everyone says, AWB, not Andre Villas-Boas, AWB, a striker, Somerville, a centre-back, Todibo / Soleil, and then maybe a midfielder, whether that's Fofana, whether that's Endo, whether it's Carlos Soler, Ricardo Rios. That'd be your 5. Could be one of our best transfer windows ever, possibly. I'll take both Duran and Falk, pro proper strikers. My pleasure, mate. Afternoon, Sulain talks. He is, and I'm pretty sure Valencia interested in him as well. Thoughts on how it would work? I think he would work well. I think he would, and Jamie talked to the great show about him the other day on his channel. So go and check that out. And I think we reposted it on his Twitter. So yeah, if we do get 4 or 5, do you think couple? I think a couple will have to, surely. Couple will have to go for sure. If you want a young squad, why not? Why start? Well, Matt, we will get a younger squad, but I keep saying it's on Brighton side. Milner, Lallana, Danny Welbeck, and everyone talks about the Brighton. Not every signing that comes in is going to be 22. You're going to get some players come in. Max Kilman's 27. We got rid of Angelo Ogbonna. That he was a very old player. Obviously, we still got Fabianski. He'll be going next summer. Cressel's still hanging around. Antonio's still hanging around. We still got these players hanging around. That's not an issue with the current regime. It was the previous regime that kept them on. Danny Ings, Antonio. So we're trying to. We've signed. Obviously, Luis Guilherme is 18. But yeah, I was apprehensive with us signing. I think we always are, my friend. We always are. We always are apprehensive, particularly with strikers, and I think that comes with an issue of us just because we've had our fingers burnt so many times beforehand. Sorry, someone just sent me a random email. Anyway, I'll respond to them later. Mexico, where do you think we can finish this season? I think we can finish top 7. We should be, really. We've got less games. We've got, I think we haven't got Europe. I'd like to just get a decent run in the cup as well. Seems fair to me. I would assume that, but as I said, I think we spoke about it yesterday. We did a little live thing on Thursday night. It's not the goal scoring I was worried about. It's a defensive side. As I said, if we maybe conceded 15 less goals than we did last season, we'd probably be back in Europe. And I think we underestimated the effect Europe has on our pool, so to speak. Players, particularly abroad players, will look at the fact that the club's in Europe as a real positive. And there might be some of the reasons why some of the players don't want to come to us, because we haven't got that pool of Europe. I think, but I don't know. Not yet. My mate, Liverpool said a Brazilian was spotted at Everton. There we go. Afternoon. Really hope we aren't serious about Tammy. I don't think we are. Again, now you second guess, triple guess everything that's been said. And who it comes from as well. And which is why we always like to keep abreast of all the activity that's coming in terms of rumour mill, because we don't know what to believe. We just don't know what to believe now. Tim's put this. It's almost like we're in a whirlwind of rumours and innuendo. We just don't know what's going on. Want a few kids to come through, for God's sake. I think we will do. Song will be Fog This Way, Tug This Way, Dream Signing. I really would like someone like Fofana. Just think him and Alvarez as a two would be amazing. Who would you first leave now for Zuma? Would be great. Would need a bit part learning off each other. I still think one of them will go out on loan next season. Now that Orford signed a 5-year, I don't think it's official yet, but signed the 5-year deal. I wouldn't mind Lewis going out and getting the season. I'm in two minds about Endo, good player, but I just think that people have just said, I want some kids to come through. There is the opportunity. Why can't Freddie Potts be the backup to Alvarez? And people go, he's not ready. Well, then how can you then say we want the players in? We want academy players to make a progression. This is the pathway. By buying an Endo, are you blocking the pathway to Freddie for another year? Quite possibly. Thank you very much, Joan. Don't mind missing out on Kruggy as long as there's someone in line. And I think that's how we felt with Jota Silva. You know, he was, he's 7 million euro. Why haven't we bought this guy? And then literally within the next beat, we had the whole thing with Somerville. No, we'll buy Zuma. They won't. Yeah, exactly. Nothing will happen with Zuma. Nothing. As I said yesterday, for me, he plays the Angelo Bonner role this year. And next season he leaves. Don't need a midfielder F3. I totally agree. Can't leave out the bins. What would be your current lineup? Shall we have a look? Let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a little play around, shall we? Let's find the right thing. Maybe we'll do it. Actually, we'll do that in a bit. Let's do it. I'm going to star that. We'll come back to that. Afternoon, Mark. Hope you're well. I think we're ready for the new season. Looking forward to it. Obviously, we play our good friends Crystal Palace tomorrow in the Rowdies, Tampa Bay. So looking forward to that. Hopefully, there was a bit of rain yesterday before they had the training. Hopefully, we're not going to get another situation like we had last week. Are we like to sell anyone in this window? Who's going to buy? I think again is the only sellable, decent sellable asset, like realistic sellable asset. Who's going to buy Zuma? No one. Who's going to buy Danny Ings? Can't see anyone buying Danny Ings. Maybe one of JWP or Souček might go. Maybe JWP back to Southampton. I don't know. Just because you think in the way it's sorted, there seems to be a bit of an overrun of those midfield two. Particularly when Paqueta back, particularly when we seem to be the wingers seem to be like proper attacking wingers. We seem to have about 4 players, and we know they can't play the Alvarez role. So you think, where would Paqueta you think would play an 8? So where's that leave? Souček probably on the bench. Where's that leave? JWP probably on the bench. Wouldn't be surprised if one of them goes. Sufal maybe. Galatasaray was sniffing around for him. But I can't see us selling any of the big ones. So those are the peripheral players, and I just don't think there's enough value for people to do it. I reckon we'll finish top 10. Good to see. Do what Mark says. Give it a like if you're excited for the new season ahead. Good afternoon, GP. I think we'll go all out for the Bristol Motors Trophy. Indeed. What striker do you prefer? Probably Duran, in all honesty. It is a bit strange. No rumours of Souček going or anyone else. Well, there was a rumour, Ralph, wasn't there? There was a rumour of him going to Real Madrid as Toni Kroos's replacement because they thought he was a free transfer, but he's not. Lots of rumours and news about new players, but is anyone looking at buying any of ours? No. The only one I think we had a little bit of interest is Aged. I mean, why don't send him to Nice? Send him to Nice and get Todibo. It's Tim's well 11. You're totally right, but obviously it's Fofana. I do, but I think he's elsewhere. The attacking into. I think so. I don't think it will halt the. No, because again, for me, Potts and Orford are different. Potts is a CDM. He's a CDM role. He is an Alvarez. Orford, that's why I think for me, Orford goes out on loan. I don't think keeping him in the 21s does him any benefit. He's more of a Michael Carrick type role player. People say he's a bit like Declan Rice. I think he's more like Carrick. Very cool on the ball, would work alongside. For me, he's the one who, if Paqueta was out, you'd naturally put him in, but you wouldn't, because ahead of him you've got JWP. You've got Souček as well. We almost need to categorise your transfer list into ITK. You leak the story. Yeah, probably. But then I think the trouble is, it gets leaked and then it gets reported again by all of them in it, and it's hard sometimes to trace back who the link's gone to. Chalobah would be a great deal. Yeah, he could do, but I think 25 million looking for him. Afternoon. Hopefully today we get confirmation, because usually at the weekend nothing's official. It would be, but we know we're working on Saturday, aren't we? So Sunday, no, but we are working on a Saturday because you got the game. So we'll see. Again, we just don't know. We assumed. I think it was Darmesh, like yesterday, said, "Oh yeah, we've got the he's passed his medical," and then like 10 minutes later, "Oh, correction, he passed his first part of his medical." How do they not know that he's on? That to me sometimes shows that the ITKs don't know everything. They don't know what they were talking about sometimes, because surely you'd have assumed that he probably would be on a two-day medical. Most of the new signings are nowadays. It will be indeed. I hope Paqueta does play. I think he will do. He's not a 10. Kudus is a 10. And that's the way Kudus likes to play. And it'd be a very attacking three behind the striker. It will. So it's DJ_Russie B is my username. It gets updated in terms of pre-matches all the time. So keep an eye on that. See Somerville. Yeah. Tadibo, I'd love, but can't see it happening. Rich, hope you've been well, mate. I generally think that it was going to be one of the best. It's turned out. I think it will be one of the best. I think it will be, Rich. We've still got just over a month, just under a month left. As I said, I think we've got a situation where, according to reports, according to our good friends at Claret & Hugh, they say they expect 5 more signings in before the end of the transfer window shuts. 3 of them we sort of know about, and 2. One would be a centre back, one would be a midfielder, I'd say, and that would be one of our best transfer windows ever. As I said last year, despite the fact we lost Declan Rice very early on in that summer transfer window. It took until August the 10th, I think, before we actually signed one player. Where this year there was a bit of jiggery pokery needed, but it wasn't like we'd lost a key player. We just need to improve on the players we had. So I think we were slightly better off, and obviously with a new coaching setup and stuff like that, I'm still optimistic. Frankie Mack's trying to get us to spend loads of money. We have the AM brothers in the first team. Afternoon, Russ. Hope you will. I like the idea of Falkirk mainly established. I'd rather have Calvin Phillips. Gets injured too often, doesn't he? I mean, Falk doesn't get injured. He's just a machine. I'm just suggesting, GP, looking at the sellable assets. For me, he is probably a sellable asset, really. But whether someone would pay that much money for him. Some of it was cool and all, but we need a solid striker. Yes, I am not. If we go into the season and we haven't signed a striker, and we go into the season with Antonio up front, and Danny Ings, and Bowen or Kadu, I'm not going to be like the world's coming to the end. I'd like a striker in, but for me, goal scoring hasn't been the issue. It's a defence. That's the issue for me from last year. So that's what I want us to have addressed. We sort of have, but if we get AWB in, if we get maybe a Tadibo or Joe Gomez or Chalobah or Sule or anyone who can play that sort of right. We've also got Mavropanos as well. That is 3/4 of a new back four. That's a good thing. And I like the idea of Paqueta playing a deeper role because he's very industrious from a defensive perspective as well. And I think he likes to run about like a maniac. But not at the detriment of leaving us short on the left wing, which Summerfield would come in at. Sold it in a pocket change, indeed. Surely a Premier League club, maybe, but as I always say, GP, it takes 2 to transfer. Is he training? He appeared to be in training gear. I think he's sort of doing mild training. I mean, to be honest, the prognosis was early August, so I think they just playing it by ear. The fact is, they didn't, obviously they were playing in America already, the Copa America. I don't know where he went to Bali, didn't he? Because he went to Bali, so he went on a plane already. So it obviously hasn't aggravated it. So the players get used to it, but they seem to be enjoying it. I think if you enjoy something, you do pick up quicker. Freddie Potts has been playing well, indeed. He certainly has. That boring football got us 9th, so I would expect a higher finish with the squad we have now. I think it'll be more exciting football. I think you're going to get a few 3-4s, 4-3s, but we'll see. Send Zouma to Nice. Easy, isn't it? Just send them. Didn't we offer Nice? Was it Nice we offered Zouma and Aguerd, and they turned it down? When Cornet gone, who's going to buy him? Sending Aguerd to Nice would be nice. We'll take the biscuit. Very good, Peter. We should sell Souček for Deffer and maybe Aguerd, as that would command. I'm sure we are open to offers, but unless a club went, do you know we need Thomas Souček? He ain't going to go. Loan Aguerd to Juve. Nice idea, Jay. I like that. His head was at his age. He was indeed different position as well. Don't forget Lewis. He has always had that midfielder role. Where Deck was obviously centre back until under 18, about 18, 19, when he sort of then started pushing forward. I did the first emoji to once he said he's not into. Well, I don't know what that is. 3 new in by Monday, I reckon, then probably number 2. That's basically what we're meant to be believed. Has become unplayable. Never recover from the injury, and totally agree. Kicking that cat did Zouma's knees in. No news is good news. As much as I'm in love with these signings, we have seen any real pearls. The pearl diver. And I say pearls as such, but I mean, he's had a good hit record. Kudus, Alvarez, Luis Guilherme could be a pearl. Someone like Omar Soleil could be a pearl. But it's a balancing act. Not every signing we're going to come in is going to be a Moneyball signing. It just don't work like that. Too much. It's calculated risk. That's what we're taking now. Where we used to take no risk, now we're starting to take calculated risk. Buying Luis Guilherme was a risk. Could work out well, but only time will tell. Whereas others, you got a bit more. What's the word? Confidence of how that's going to happen. Can't wait to see Summerville, Paqueta, Kudus and Bowen. Very exciting. So he's our number 1 target. I thought it was Duran, so confusing. But then, Matt, look who said it. That's why I don't take anything on face value now until 3 or 4 corroborated, and then you can. Florian is friends with Tim Stidham. Tim Stidham is clearly, in my eyes, trying to get the Duran deal over the line. So Florian puts out, tell him he's our number 1 target. We are all being played by Tim Stidham, and I'm all for it. He is 3 moves ahead of everyone. I am very confident of that. Unlikely, I think that's be likely Saturday, if not Monday. I think there's a time. I mean, there was talk of him maybe going out and featuring in some way tomorrow, but I can't see that happening with time difference and jet lag. And apparently he had a slight hamstring pull, which is why he didn't play in Leeds' game against Schalke last weekend. It might be because he was going to join West Ham, but I think I'd prefer if he doesn't go out and stays here. Plenty of time. Surely you've got to sign a striker. Can't go another season without a proper one. My idea would be Jonathan David, obviously very expensive, and obviously the agent as well. Before Moyes had everything leaked, under Moyes had no leaks, under Big Tim, we get fake leaks. And that is how modern football is done. All through social media. is not a model player. He's a player who prefers to model. Very good. My bad. I meant 11 goals should have been selling easy to like Nottingham Forest. Possibly, yeah. Struggles to get into the team. I think take offers for either. I totally agree. Like the idea of Pat playing Bruno type role. Indeed. Areola. Exactly. Don't know what you're talking about, but there we go. Priority, right back, centre back, right back. Well, I think left wing first. But yeah. Will most likely be sold. He won't. 39. He'd be 40 this year, entering the last year of his contract. He could well go to another club for free come the summer, which I think is what he'll do. A new centre back signing, Souček, great header, blocker, would need to bleed to be conceded. When we put past him, I think we're writing off JWP. Remember, he started the season. And I mean, JWP under a different setup could see complete. I mean, he's loving it. He's loving it. They're all loving it. So they're loving it like this. So we'll see. We can only judge players now of how they adapt into the Lopetegui system. Previously, it was the David Moyes system, totally different. So some of it has the potential to turn into a striker at some point. Yes, he's played centre forward a few times for Leeds. I think the idea is to have these players. So the likes of say him, Kudus, Bowen, for example, the three of them, all interchangeable, all can play either wing, all can play as a 10, all can drop up front as a second striker as well. That's what you want, because it'll be an absolute nightmare for defences to try and pick them up in terms of, marking them. Couldn't think of the word there. Thank you very much. Indeed, keep an eye on Dad's Our Job podcast. If you're a dad and like football, check out Adam and the boys. I can see it getting both Duran going because he can't sell Granny Dings. Is a good replacement for Antonio. He is. The likelihood is it'll cost you a bit of money. This is the issue. For me, Antonio is already starting to kick up a fuss. He's already saying, well, I like competition. I want to fight for my place. And So we did win Scarmack, okay. I'd rather sell Souček abroad. What about playing in centre half? Yeah. What about playing Alvarez centre half as well? Making him a striker next season. What's your feelings about excited? I'm excited. I mean, Adam's not excited, but I'm excited about this season. I'm always excited about the season. I'm like a little, I'm a sadomasochist. Every year we think this is our year, but until until year before last, we didn't sign anyone. We didn't win anything. So I think we do all right next season. And if we don't, but we can see green shoots, I hope people just don't start getting on Loppy's back straight away. Never heard of Paqueta before we sign them. Very true. Keep Souček, bring him on 2-1 down. They'll be effective. No way we would have been signing anyone being linked to. So many. I mean, you're right. I mean, you got to think the type, and it's not just one size fits all, which is what I like. It's not just 20-year-old third division Bundesliga players. It's players all over the world. It shows that things like Maritz Steiden, the head of international scouting, is doing his thing. It shows Maximilian Hahn is doing his stuff in terms of producing the stats, producing the players that we want them to play. It's progressing. We're progressing. We're getting things. We seem to be starting the conveyor belt with the academy again, and I'm all for it. Andy Irvine is a pearl. There we go. Let's go for it. It's got so many. He's running rings around us all. He is. Totally. I don't want to play poker with Tim Long. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't want to play chess with him either. Heard that Somerville will stay at the training ground points to go. I agree. I can't. I just don't see the point. Unless he signed yesterday and then he goes out, I don't see the point otherwise. He's an injury post people make out. He's in it was 13 years, but in 13 years, that's impressive. 13 weeks. I just don't. No, I just don't think so. We have got Danny. The under 21s have got some good players. Good players. I was speaking about them quite regularly, but obviously I think not only with like George and Lewis, but you've got Ollie Scars is back from his back injury from last year. I think he'll be back up to Emerson this year. Oh, you've got Cresswell as well, I suppose, but I think Ollie will look to get some game time this year in the first team. Kalen, I think he'll be in and around the centre backs, sort of fourth choice, I'd suggest, maybe fifth choice. You've got Callum Marshall. We've got people like Gideon. Gideon's been playing right wing back, isn't he, under Lopetegui? We've got Junior Robinson, who I think is a very good player. Michael Forbes, who's gone out to Bristol Rovers on loan. Louise Howe still kicking about. PK, Patrick Kelly, great player. Sean Moore, love Sean Moore. Really good forward-facing really good player. We've got some good. And under 18s, Josh Ajala, Mieke Diele, Simone. We are, and as I said it yesterday, even the 14s. With Lenny Noble, picking up the trophy the other day. It's a great shout. There's young in need of a refresh, quality player. That's what I see. I think it's about right. It's a gamble to wait and see if we know there's some good deals at the end. Got to say, Russ, well done to you and Anton. Reckon this one. Thank you very much, GP. Much appreciated. How much do you want for that comment? I hope you don't. We don't move JP on. I don't think we will, but you got to see sort of there or thereabouts. Not a fan, but we'll see what he's like. Don't want to see him starting those. I don't know where he starts. Let's have a go, shall we? Let me have a go. Let's stop share. Let's remove that for a minute. Let's present my screen. Share screen. Where's it gone? Well, let's have a look. Where can I? Let me just. I don't know where. I don't know where I'm sorted. Let's try that one. Actually, let me just edit this one. Can I edit it? Anyway, give me 2 seconds. I'm just trying to sort this one out because I had it all sorted nicely, and now it's not working. Why are you not working? No, hello. Oh God, wait. I'm gonna do two at once. I'm gonna add item, and they say men can't multitask. I don't know. It's unbelievable. Right, that goes like that, and nope. I want to put that there. Can I move that to the front? That's it. Right. Give me 2 secs. Bear with. Save. Update. Right. Hello. Here we go. Let's have a quick butcher's hook. So I reckon, obviously, Areola in goal, and then it's, I'd imagine, at the moment, Emerson, Kilman, at the moment, Mavropanos, I'd suggest, and assuming AWB comes in, that could be Todibo, that could be Sule, that could be Joe Gomez, that could be anyone. And then sort of that, and then don't know why I put that. Let's move that there a little bit. And then that, and then that. That ain't too shabby, is it? That ain't too shabby Alonso, I would suggest. So that's how I think it could all, and it's interchangeable. Bowen could swap wings with Somerville, and Kudus can move around, and Kudus could maybe, Bowen could almost push up and play as a second striker, and then Kudus could go onto the right hand side and he play a 4-2-2-2. Yeah, I think that's all right. Would you agree? I think that sort of makes sense to me. Yeah. Let's go for some more comments. There's loads of comments we've got to go through. We sent that one. Well, Danny Ings has gone before him. What was the first game you took your daughters to? It was, for me, women's game. When's Bowen back? Was he ready? He's flown out there. He flew out there with Areola yesterday. yesterday. Yeah, because I think some of the people who are going over to Tampa were on the same flight as him. The pearl diving was necessary at other clubs. I'm sure he'd love to get the money back then. Part of the appeal of taking the West Ham job. Good shout. I think the Falkirk bill is on the way. Each way bet. Either Villa crumble and we get Duran, or we crumble and get Falkirk. I think it may be time to move on. What was that question about? See Moyes' interview, not knowing the West Ham way. Appreciate what he did. He's really arrogant, isn't he? Throughout his arrogance was clear. I think all football managers are arrogant, though. Those old school managers. Big Sam was arrogant as well. I just think they all are arrogant. Yeah, he certainly did. Do you think the ladies? Possibly. I mean, there seem to be... It seems with women's football, every season there's a massive sort of like rebuild. And it's a shame. There don't seem to be any consistency, and did have a great season last year. But I think that Skinner would have that. Is this Skinner's second season now? She shouldn't. I think we should have a better season. We'll throw his toys at the window. Indeed. Not being in Europe and still getting a player. You're totally right. Duran is our new Arnautovic. I incline to agree. And I love a bastard. And we haven't had one for a while. And I think he could be. And we know he's going to do us over in about 3 years' time. 2-3 years' time. Hopefully he's an absolute rip-roaring success. Fired us 15 goals a season. Got us into Europe consecutively in season next, sort of 25, 26, 26, and then a Chelsea or someone comes in for him and he wants to go because it's Chelsea or Arsenal or someone like that, and he'll throw his toys like Arnautovic. We know it's going to happen, but I would have enjoyed the ride to get there. Same as Payet. We signed Payet because he went on a, he threw his toys out the window at Marseille and came to West Ham, and then we were surprised that it happened to us. This is what he's doing now to get to us. So it's in his locker that it will come back to us. Let's see how far we've become fitness-wise and tactically since last Sunday. Indeed. I think right now Tim is more focused on getting the squad stabilised. I am totally inclined to agree. I do and I don't. I like the fact that Cadell has been used. I like the fact also that we're trying something different. The fact is he's not going to get into the first team in his sort of current position. But let's try it. If it works, great. If it don't work, fair enough. Got people who I speak to are West Ham fans who panic over transfers. No. X has said that it could be announced to Dave Abbey to follow. Talks continuing with Falkirk and Duran. Can you send me half a Bitcoin? No. Do you know how much they are? They're about 50 odd grand, aren't they, for like a Bitcoin? I just was randomly looking at them the other day. I thought, how much are they? Anyway, last night I dreamt Anton loved me. Oh, sweet. Has anyone seen on the... I saw a little bit of it. I'm going to watch the rest of it. Yes, he did. He did. He signed... I mean, he was always going to sign for Roma. He's Dybala, Leonardo Paredes as well, both Argentinian. He wants to play with his mates. Has to be Mav. Yeah, indeed. Great show last night. Yeah, it was quite funny. It started a bit strange. It started a bit and then it went a bit just left field. And we're going to do that. So, we're talking about players from different countries. So we're going to do that. Probably, I don't know, maybe Sunday, maybe next week. We're going to do a live thing and I'm going to put the map up in the world and we're going to see if we can get how many different countries we can get West Ham players in the past from. I think it'd be quite funny. I think Mav would be if we bring in Todibo. I like that. Nice idea. I think back three possibly hasn't really played it though. Maybe he hasn't had the players there ready to play the back three as such. Obviously, we sort of have always played a back three really because Alvarez literally almost is like a sweeper. But yeah, I see you asking for callers. I'm too shy. Nah, it's all right. Don't bother, mate. Don't bother. I like talking to myself. What would a 4-3-3 lineup look up? Okay. Let's have a look then, shall we? 4-3-3. Okay. So let's have a butcher's hook, shall we? So let's take off them at the moment. So if we went 4-3-3, I would suggest that would mean bringing in him, and then you got a 4. Yeah, who would miss out? So I don't think you'd put. Because then. Because you wouldn't want to put Bowen as a right wing back, would you? I don't know. But then you haven't got a focal target man. So then you'd have to drop. You wouldn't want to drop Kudus. The option is he comes in there, but then that just seems you just. Or. No, because then you miss Alvarez in the middle. I don't know. We all have a bastard. Let's have a look in the comments. I'm going to star a few and come back to them. Heard of him could represent USA. Well, he's got a dad who was born in Maryland, in Maryland, USA, I think. Played back 3. They did. Right. I said, yeah, you know what I mean. 3. Right. Let's go through any of these instead of Dino. Would Aaron Wan-Bissaka? No, I don't think he would. Probably and drop Wan-Bissaka. I think that's the only way you would do it, wouldn't you? Because I wouldn't want to. Because I just think you'd lose. That's why I think he'll play 4. I can't see him playing 3. Particularly the types of players we're looking to bring in. Just can't see it. Can't see it. I think we'll be playing the 4-2-3-1, which he did play quite a lot. He's played a 4-3-3 as well. Connecticut, that was it. Connecticut. We could use it as well. Sounds great. I think we'd play. I think you would play Bowen as a striker. Well, you could do, but then why are we trying to buy Duran? If that's the case, why would you need Duran in it? Why would you need him? That's why I think we'll be playing 4, and then he comes out, and that's why I think it's a 4 we'll be playing, just because it would make more sense the personnel we're buying, but also we've got, and also the personnel that we've bought. You know, Moyes played that, but it's a different type of 4-2-3-1. And I think even the thing of someone like, I mean, what excites me is that Emerson. What excites me is this bit. If it happens, where is it? Let's just put in a. Let's put in a shape. What excites me is this bit. That little triangle excites me. You know, Emerson, Paqueta, you know, they always work together. It used to be Ben Rama as that third person, but I think with someone like Somerville, that's really interesting. Yep, that's why I put him. Yeah, but I think his preference is as a 10 role, and that's why I'd play players in the best role. I think Paqueta's better as an 8. I think Kudus is better as a 10. Bowen's better on the right. Put players in their right position. You have to drop, and that's not. Yeah, exactly. Can't see it happening. If that's the case, who do you drop, Todd? Just can't see it. Duran hasn't proved himself. Falcon has every minute. I'd love to see Alvarez, Pax, and Kudus. Surely, if all these rumours go through, we'd have to set a big fight. I don't think we would. I think the idea is to get a squad. You know, for me, this is a 2-window project. The first one is about getting players in which are going to give us the best chance of getting back into Europe. The next summer is about getting the next level of quality, so that the whole squad is quality, and players come in knowing where their role is. Yeah, possibly. You're probably right. That's the one. Should be a 4-2-3-1, but pressuring unlike Moyes, indeed. Give us some more comments. We've done that one. Do you think we should have got a bit more? Nah. No, I think that's probably about the. I think it's a fair price what we got for him, to be honest, mate. Ken, I'm on the fence with Duran. The difference between him and the previous bar stewards we signed is a layer of money for him. If he flops, massive risk. But what I like is we're taking the risk, aren't we? There's no way that the previous regime would spend that much money on someone who's still relatively unproven. Yes, he's had a season, kinda, but he's been in and out. He had 10 starts, scored a few goals. So it's a lot of chump or change, whatever. Duran would be so perfect. I'll take 3 years and sell it. Yeah. And that's the trajectory I think we'd have of him, to be honest. It would be those 3 years, hopefully scoring the goals to get us there, and then move on. What video? Have to be planning for back four. Any rumours on Amanda? Well, apparently, according to reports, she has got looking to reinvest in another football team. She's got £500 million level investment set up to go and try and get there. Spurs and were the sort of preferred, apparently. Not preferred, but the most likely. And West Ham were mentioned. But again, we're not too sure. I think it was mainly us mentioning it to try and flash our knickers. Hadn't bruised any matches. Yep, I agree totally. Supposed to sign for West Ham today. We'll see. Are we still within? I think we are very much still within. What's your opinion on Endo? I like having someone with a bit more experience, like you're saying, Salty. I think the choice of Endo is, for me, if Endo comes in, he curtails the progress or the current progress of Freddie Potts. And I don't know if I want that. I mean, but Tim knows him. Obviously, he knows his time in Germany. Liverpool fans, 50-50 about him, I think. But it's the role he's been brought in to do. I think we'll wait and see. I still think we'll get another midfielder, but I just don't know how I feel. They bring two different options, don't they? That's why, unlike other false information we've been given, where it's a simple like Jota Silva and Somerville, kind of sort of the same player, not the same player, but they're both prolific, tricky wingers. One or the other. These are the Falk and Duran are totally different players. Falk comes in. Falk's a target man, hold up play, sets up, allows the likes of Kudus, Bowen, Somerville to run on ahead. He's a clinical finisher in the box. So, corners, things like that, he'll be sniffing around. Duran comes in, fast, pacey, would add to the trio behind him, but wouldn't be the sort of battering ram. So again, it's a different style of football. So, if we had like a choice between, Duran and Eli Wahi, for example, from Lens, they're both quick winger, quick sort of forwards, can play on the wing as well. They were similar. If we were going in for the Falk or I don't know, another battering ram type forward, but because they're so different, that's why although I think it's a smokescreen, part of me doesn't think it's a smokescreen as well. Happy birthday to Reese. Hope you're well, mate. Second part has been completed, says Ralph. There we go. We'll wait and see. I think we are looking for an 8 to be a starter. We can change, maybe only in the games, possibly. I think we could get, if we get an 8, it'll be an 8 like an Endo. For me, it's not a guy who's going to come in and command, because I think that's our starting 11, bar maybe the centre half. That's what it would be. and I think you bring in a number 8 who can, for maybe the away games. I mean, you look out. I mean, quite often, Lopetegui would play a 4-3-3, really, and he had a 3 with Neves. Oh, I can't remember. I was looking at it the other day, and for some games, I think you would do that. I mean, you could drop Kudus in and play him in the middle of a 3, and then push Somerville and Bowen up, and then you got a 4-3-3 as well. I think as long as it interchanges, that's what I'm really interested about. Corsera successfully completed second, which he sets a 4-year deal to sign a contract for. Well, there we go. We'll keep an eye out for that. As soon as we get that, we'll send that through to you. Don't worry about that. Like starts at Sunbury, certainly does. How many German strikers can you name that have played? Timo Werner, Klinsmann, any more? I'm sure there's hundreds more. I don't know. Havertz, yeah, I'd say he's a 10 rather than a striker, but Arsenal play him as a striker, don't they? Didn't who was the other lads? The other Chelsea bloke. He had a beard. Uwe Rosler, great shout. Scholl. Who am I thinking about, Ken? Who am I thinking about? He used to play for Chelsea, was definitely German. They played him on the wing, but he played up front. He had a beard. He was like blonde with a beard. Balak's not a striker. Ozil wasn't a striker. Klinsmann was. Undav, yeah, from Brighton. That's going to really annoy me now. I'm going to have to Google it. Chelsea, German winger. Andreas Schler. That's it. Andreas Schler. Well done. Balak, yeah, indeed. He was a midfielder. Against, yeah, totally. Right, peeps. Podolski, great shout. He earns more money. Doesn't he earn more money with kebabs than he did playing football? He owns like a massive chain of kebab shops in Germany, doesn't he, or something like that? Absolutely mental. He did play for Germany though. Riedler, Karl-Heinz Riedler, great shout. Cologne Kebab Empire, indeed. I'm pretty sure he makes more money. He made more now in kebabs than he did when he played football. Anyway, got to go, guys. Thank you very much for your time, as per usual. Keep an eye on the channel. If you have any information, we'll bring it to you as soon as possible. But take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith, my friends. And we'll see you guys very, very soon. Much love. Bye. Bye.